bit like a wallow, doesn't it? I think this is the most interesting bit, Rob. This one here. That. Leaned up against that one. Because that's not... Yeah, that didn't grow there, did it? So where's that come from? We've got these sort of shapes on the ground. I wonder how this young one got underneath this really old one. There's a little cross there. Oh, that's also pinning down that long arch that comes from where that leaner was. That's interesting. It just looks like one of those cleared areas again, where the ground is slightly different from the other parts of the wood, because it looks like at some point someone kind of almost brushed it or something, or I don't know, weeded it. I don't know. Big break there. Could be natural. Could all be natural. Look, there's that fencing stuff that we see so often. We've not been in here before. We kept looking at it. It's just another continuation of that big wood that we were in last week. Oh look, a Y stick there, stuck into that tree. Could have just fallen down. Some more leaners over there. Another bit there. That's part of that tree that's fallen down, that's landed neatly on that Y. Right, onward. Is this a little bit of tree stuffing here? Not sure. Could just be things that have fallen down. We've just had what I thought was a twig fell out of a tree that was, I don't know, about 40 centimetres long, very thin. What Rob thought he saw was a snake falling out of the tree, but we were only 3 or 4 feet away, so we got to it immediately and we didn't see any snake getting away. So I wondered if something had thrown something at us. Look at that, how that's slotted through there. And it was a Y. Then the other end goes through there. Then we've got those going along there. This feels like an old wallow to me that's now abandoned. But what the hell do I know? Could just be trees falling down. Look, there's a break there, look. A break there, and then in front of it, an A-glyph on the ground. That's interesting. That going through there. Oh, Rob's found another break here. It's so hard to know. Yeah. And again, these bits are in their own patches of sunlight. I know, I saw that bit. I think we need to go and look at that. Yeah. I saw that bit just a minute or two ago when I was thinking about something throwing something at us that you think was a disappearing snake. So this is what we'd seen shining in its little patch of sunlight. It stands out really well from across the forest. Oh, hang on, Rob's had a thought. Hang on.
Maybe the patches we see in sunlight,
yes,
where they're cleared,
yes,
is because this is where the animals lay.
Yeah.
Because the sun's shining on it, so
Maybe,
they keep it
yeah.
warm, and that's why it keeps
Yeah,
it
so
clear.
they come every day to laze in the sun. Yeah, that could be a good reason. That's why I married you, hon. Because you got,
It's my good look.
cause you got, yeah, your good looks as well as your brain. I'm going to go further down there now because it looks like it's opening up a bit. We've only just come in and it's always a bit rough like this, just as we get in, lots of brambles and things. But once you get further down into the wood, it tends to, you know, be a bit less difficult to manoeuvre. Okay, we've just got to another cleared patch. Not cleared, a clear patch. Cleared implies somebody did it, and I don't know that. So it is a patch of clear stuff in the wood. But this is what I wanted to show you. Yeah. So we've got a break here, and then all this stuff laying down across it. So it that's not what fell down when it broke. Stuff is lying across the broken thing, and also on the broken thing is this old mossy log.
Yeah, so that mossy log has been there for yonks. It's got stuff over it that's mossy. It's all buried in leaves. All the stuff sitting on the stuff that's sitting on it is mossy, so it's been there a long time.
Yeah. And
this one, but then this one has got some moss on it, but this one that's underneath it it's still, you know, well, I've just broken it, but I mean it's not anywhere near as old as that.
Right, so how did that get underneath that?
It's reasonable.
When it's newer. Yeah.
Bizarre.
I know. I don't understand it at all. Well, it looks like there's a game trail going down there. Interesting little spot, this. What have you seen, Rob? Right, they're just natural.
Inside that tree crook.
Right.
And the other tree
yeah.
crook.
Look at this lovely patch of sitting out space. Isn't this weird? Look, it's so packed down. It's really, I don't know whether you guys can see it because of the sun, but it's completely packed down as though someone regularly walks in this area. And it's the same also just there next to that Lena. But I have no explanation for it. Wild animals of some kind. There's a nice X there. I don't know how this one came to be in there, or for that matter how that one came to be in there, because there's loads of foliage above, although I suppose there isn't in the winter, so maybe it fell there in the winter time. Oh, there's another wallowy looking patch. Look, just up there. Let's go and have a look. This is curious, because this looks like a fence. See how it's all been... Oh, what was that over there, Rob? Is that a deer or something I heard up there? Can you see anything moving?
No.
Oh, they're so stealthy, aren't they, these deer? Look, see. Doesn't it look like it's been, like, woven in?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's weird. Is it just, you know, coincidence, or has it been, it's really well fixed in there. It's a bit of a possible game trail coming down here. No, we were just saying actually before I turned the camera on that there don't seem to be many animal game trails in here. Normally that's what we follow, but there doesn't seem to be many of those at all. The trees are quite old, but there's also some younger ones. Where they all spring out from the bottom is where they're coppiced quite regularly, but there's also some nice big oak trees and beech trees and whatever else trees there are. Lots of birds singing. It's not creepy, it doesn't feel creepy at all, it feels nice. There's a broken one there. It's quite big, look. It's quite a mature tree, but the rest of it, I don't know why that broke, because the rest of it looks healthy. So it's interesting to think that that bit broke and the rest of it didn't. We've got our yellow jackets on today because the chasse have started again because it's September. So in an effort not to be shot, we've got our jackets on again. Right, so we've got that one broken up there and it comes down here and the sort of fingers of it come down this way, but then down here there's loads of other bits that are going in the wrong direction that are not part of that. Plus this is all beech, I think, and then suddenly we get a piece of hazel. Now why is there suddenly a piece of hazel in here that doesn't have a tree attached to it? Where's the hazel tree? I don't know. That just seems a bit odd. Plus, over there's like a sort of fence. So we're going to go over there and take a closer look. So we found the water source. There's a stream here that goes along in that direction and then back over that way. But this is interesting that we've just found, just sitting there very neatly and quietly on the edge of the stream. Is that something? I don't know. Is it a marker? What have you found? Oh, it's an upside down Y stick. Is it holding that in place?
Over the top of it.
Oh God, that's so weird. So my suspicion was that possibly they used this stream as a travel route through the wood to get to where they want to go. Because if you see, it's probably, how deep is it down to the bottom of that stream, Rob? 10 feet?
Maybe 8 feet.
Yeah, so they could walk along through there quite happily. I mean, look, there's nobody around. There's a field there, and then over the other side of the field, and then the next field is a trackway. But apart from that, it's really, really secluded. So as a travel route, it would be, a good place to go. A good idea. Loads of blackberries, loads of deer and hare and rabbits and all kinds of things to eat in these woods. Fungi. There's an interesting little break there, and you wonder how that happens. How tall is it? Probably 4'10" or 5 foot tall. That little break, right by the water. So here's a break. The break starts there. It's that wood that goes very white, and it's in a patch of sunlight. But the interesting thing is, it feeds either side of 2 old pieces of wood. and you wonder to yourself how on earth the new stuff got in between the old stuff. It's very, very curious. Rob spotted that, of course. So that's the hole where we've just come in. We've come in here today because Rob spotted some new stuff. We've filmed in here before, but Rob spotted some new stuff. That Y stick there, laying down. So this is what we spotted to start with. There's a new break here. It's about, well, just above my head, so 5'9" off the ground maybe. Look, there's a ground, Rob, there's a ground stick here. That's a Y stick, ground stick I've just found stuck in the ground. Have a pull on that, hon, and see if it is a ground stick. Yeah. How does that happen? I know. How on earth? I mean, it has been raining a lot, so
that's
let's
dry. Let's try that end.
Oh, that's weird. So that's been in there a while. But this is a funny little bit here. Look at this. Almost like a sort of lean-to effect there, with this curvy bit coming round the bottom, which is weird. And then there's this Y stick leaning up against the tree. I can't remember, Rob, if that was here last time we came to look at this stuff, because there was a fair bit here, wasn't there, last time we looked? Oh, hang on, there's something here Rob says that I might want to look at. That's just crazy. Oh gosh, look.
He's right round there, so
that's
I'm going to lift that up.
Brand new. Wait 1 second while let me just film the other side to ow, brambles, to get the full effect of it. So that is so it is quite a bendy sapling. Yeah. So it could have bent over first, and then this might have fallen down out of the tree. Yeah, that's a big Y stick. Yeah, I don't know, but that's interesting, isn't it? Yeah. Could have. Yeah, could be natural. Who knows? So we were just going to go over to this bit and show you this new stuff that we spotted when we went past with the dogs. Gosh, you know, if we didn't have to walk dogs, we'd never have seen half of this stuff that we've seen. That's pinned down all the way over there with lots of little bits on the end. They could have just fallen down. There's nothing to say that that is done by anybody's hands. Just duck under here. Look at that over there, that's interesting. It's another one of those clear patches. So this is what we saw. Hang on, let me get close and then everyone can hear you speak.
This is what I saw from that stood out from the road, that white bit, and the way they were across. And there's also something else I think, remember over there a bit. And that might be a big ground stick. I'm going to have a look.
Oh yeah. Not a ground stick.
No, definitely not that.
So, not now. That's interesting, leaning up in there. There's no reason to think it didn't just fall down, but this is new. And this wasn't like this before. So, that's either been pushed or fallen over. Now, we have had some storms and we have had some wet and windy weather. And that could just be made white by this one rubbing against it in the wind. So we can't say ever that any of this is either one thing or t'other, because we just don't know. Just don't know. Right, we'll go on to that other bit you saw.
Yeah.
Now you guys watching this need to remember that it was just here, about 100 yards behind me, where we heard a wood knock, and then a couple of weeks before that we heard that weird sort of sound that was like tearing branches, big cracking of wood. And it wasn't the farmer. I mean, nobody lives here, and there's no reason for anybody to be down that road, because it isn't a road, it's just a green track. Look at this. Now, is this a break? Is this just a coincidence from this tree falling down? So did this tree fall down, and then all of these other things by coincidence just fell down on top of it? Or is it something more significant? See, there's a car going by. We're not far from a very, very quiet road. And so this is the other thing that Rob spotted, which is quite intertwined in there, but it could have just fallen down out of a tree. Who knows? And then we've got this Y stick just leaned in there. There's a break there. Again, could have just been in the storm. It's a nice sort of cleared patch just there, see, underneath those arching branches. That's weird, but that's all rotten, so it could have just broken like this. But this is the stuff that we see propped up that just glows so clearly when you see it. It stands out so much against everything else that is so brown. Right, we're going to go over the road, the other side of the lake, and we're going to try and sneak in where we heard that wood knock and see if we can get over there, because it's lunchtime, hoping that nobody will shoot us, because it's shast season again now. So wish us luck.